This is all we know about the May update. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman coming to you today with all we know about the May update video. So guys, it's time to talk about the latest May update that's going to come, and it's honestly going to shock a lot of players with the 1 year anniversary coming around, and with the water SSR unit Chahe and the pure sword prisoners coming around. We need to talk about everything we know because we've got new information and we keep getting more. So what's the know-how on the May update? What's the know-how on the characters and even the future? We're going to talk that and more. But before we talk a single thing, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload. And then of course, don't forget to support your boy on the Netmarble website. Join over 1,100, soon to be 1,200 supporters and supporting the Monica Gaming for those free codes. There should be a new code out sometime this week. If not today, we'll upload another video if that's the case. But let's go ahead and talk about the May update, talking about the things we already know about. So this is coming from the developer notes, and honestly, there's going to be some updates to this and changes, but under the May section, the 1 year anniversary appreciation will begin. So what does that mean? We're going to get a bunch of new events and likely some new holiday SSRs. I think we're getting, I believe it's confirmed to be a Win Sunjinu SSR that's going to be actually somewhat useful. So like the goat-tailed fox is useful for the light meta, you guys will see a Win SSR that's going to be useful for the Win meta. And of course, it's going to be a holiday SSR, so it's going to be easier to obtain, and it's going to be definitely useful for those free-to-play players. And I'm definitely going to need it on my latest free-to-play account. But we're getting some more awesome things like multiplayer and simulation gate that allows us to basically play out all our runs in just one go, which is honestly fire. We're getting new story chapters, so the Busan Night raids and the school dungeon break will be updated, and then we're getting things like new gem slots. We're getting the skill rune amplification system, which we don't even know what that's honestly going to be, but very excited to see the new skill rune system, how that works and ties into the current meta of things. We're getting a new Sunjinu job change in the NoGoodEman raid. Again, I don't know about the job change part, but if we are getting a new job change, that's going to be pretty interesting. I think we might just end up getting a new job change without a level expansion, because if we were getting a level expansion, I feel like the devs might have said that. I feel like the leaks might have said that, especially around now. But we're also going to get that NoGoodEman raid, so the Workshop of Brilliant Light. In that, we're getting also the remnant power for the NoGoodEman. So once we defeat the NoGoodEmans on easy in the Workshop of Brilliant Light, we will then have the opportunity to take him as a support unit. So how we can summon Baron onto the field, will basically be able to summon the NoGoodEmans. We're getting a Memorial Hunter in the Hunter Gates raid, which we already know that is going to be the 1 year anniversary Pure Sword Princess Chahe. This is a story of a hunter quietly preserved in the faded records of a forgotten world. We're also getting a new shadow. I believe this is going to be Jima, if I remember that shadow correctly. I might be completely off. And we're getting the new costume. So the Sunjinu costume that was leaked, and I believe that if we go under our CM notes, we can actually show you guys what this costume looks like. So it's honestly pretty sick and insane. You guys comment right now, are you guys going to be using this costume in game? I know I definitely am going to be using this. This is honestly a sick costume to be using within the game. But where do we go from there? Honestly, guys, it's time to talk about Chahe, and especially Chahe, because it sounds like Chahe is going to be an even crazier unit than we've expected. Chahe is looking to be one of the best characters we might be able to summon for in this next update, and I do want to say that let's go ahead and summon for her. So should you guys be saving for Chahe? I definitely think so, because the meta is getting ever so crazy within Soul Leveling Arise. So she's definitely a character you don't want to skip on. I do think that you guys want to be investing in Chahe, but more importantly, investing into Sauron. So if you guys are investing into Sauron, this is currently my free-to-play account, but I'm trying to get as many Sauron dupes as I can before Chahe does come through. And with that, I'm saving as much Essence Stones as I can. Some tips that I kind of can give for you guys to be getting more Essence Stones and more rate-up tickets is probably going to be story mode, more so reverse mode. So if you're an early game player, a mid game player, or even an end game player, if you're getting a bunch of story mode trophies, and more specifically reverse mode trophies, these are going to give you guys a bunch of rate up tickets, but along with that, a bunch of essence stones. And then story mode, any type of story mode you play, that's just going to give you a bunch of essence stones as we get some custom tickets. Don't forget about your custom tickets, guys. So regardless, if you, let's say, go all in on the Chahe, but you have low dupes of Sauron, I would say that you guys might want to start stacking up your custom draw tickets. Save that, so when Sauron does come to the custom draw banner, you're able to do your pulls for her there. So there's a tactic you can kind of do. There's tactics you can follow. Of course you want to be lucky in the sense, but when it comes to the Chahe, What will she scale off of? As we predicted many videos ago, weeks ago, I do think it's going to be defense. Now, of course, I won't tell you guys to pull the trigger on defensive artifacts because anything can change, right? Regardless if it's been leaked or not, we've predicted that it's going to be defense so long ago because especially on the Sarin Advancement 3, increasing defense by 20% and max HP. So the final verdict was that Chahayan can either scale off of max HP or defense, but I do want to say it's looking more so like defense if we look at things like the Malin Fisher advancements. This one boosts the attack and defense of team members. So again, if Chahae is going to be defense, then the artifact sets you might want to be thinking about her might be that new Iron Will set that just recently was added into the game. So with the Iron Will set, I don't have a single one on the free-to-play, so I can't even show you guys what the artifact entails. Let's actually go to where we can see it. Iron Will is going to increase your defense on the field, I believe, each and every time you guys use an ultimate. So honestly, an insane piece, but let's go ahead and look at it. Increasing the user's defense at the 2 set effect by 8%, and when the user uses their ultimate skill, it increases their defense by 5%, stacking up to 5 times. So at the 2 set effect, you're getting an 8% defensive increase, and then you guys have the ability to have a 25% defensive increase uptime. So 32% if you combine those, 2 sets together. And then don't forget about the ultimate skill buff. So when you use your ultimate skill, it increases the defense by 5%. It also will increase the ultimate skill damage by 50% one time only. So very insane. This is also still good for like a Thomas Andre if you guys are going to play with Thomas Andre. And then on the right side, you might be curious as to what you might want to run on the right side if she does end up scaling off of defense. Well, that obsidian necklace, that obsidian set is always going to be a good set to try on first. And then as far as the newer sets, I do think that maybe people are going to be going for chaotic infamy. Again, I can't confirm whether this can be the case or not, but I will say that people might even be running 8-piece chaotic infamy on the water cha in, let's say, things like guild buffs, because in team fight the damage dealt will increase, and then this will even increase the user's basic skill and ultimate skill damage by 100%. So I'm not really too sure what I can expect from this new water cha's kit. I do want to say from the new artifacts added, from the new hunters added, that is going to be somewhat alt base, which is kind of looking like, or kind of reminding me like an Amamiya Mirai kind of mixed with the Tawa Takane. So we might be seeing some type of alt spam in the new cha, and then we might be seeing a lot of defensive scaling. We might have increased defensive scaling, and then the new cha might be useful in pretty much all the game modes. So what's the best way for Netmarble to sell their 1-year anniversary unit? The best way is to make her useful and essential in almost all the content to come. And if you guys are an endgame player, let's go ahead and talk about it. The Workshop of Brilliant Light, the Yoga Month is going to be weak to wind and water. So in that, you guys can now either invest into your wind or water units, and you definitely have to choose. But here's the hard part, because guys, the elements you choose does matter. So while the wind meta is very good and very strong, what you guys need to realize is that the meta that Netmarble wants to push more is the meta that will succeed. So how in the Workshop of Brilliant Light, how in Deimos, how it was weak to wind and fire, but only one meta was more prevalent, which was the fire meta. I do expect that the Yogamut will be the same way. Now, of course, the Yogamut will release on easy and normal, so relatively everybody should have no problem clearing it those first few weeks. But when hard mode Yogamut comes out, when proof of strong Yogamut comes out, that is when we're gonna see the gap, guys. So just keep that in mind, and then just go ahead and keep on grinding. I do think that now's the time to stop doing Workshop of Brilliant Light Baron altogether, because now we're going to get a new remnant power, and this new remnant power might actually control the new meta just entirely. So imagine an entire new system for an entire new monarch, and I do believe that he's going to end up having his own type of, let's say, coins, or what is this one for Barn called? The Shard of Barn. It's going to be a shard of Yogamut. So the ones that you guys use on Barn, you probably won't be able to use that on the Yogamut himself. And then we've also gotten some leaks about some future units. It looks like the National German Hunter, or the S-rank German Hunter, is slated to be a wind unit. And then the Sunga Gina, as in the If Gina story, she is looking to be a dark unit. So Regardless, we've got some insane things coming into that May update, and you guys need to be locking it in just about now. I do want to know your guys' opinion. What are you guys going to do for that 1-year anniversary Cha-Hae-In? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.